Hi, it's Deborah from the attic, and today I'm going to be doing my cover for my journal for July 2023. So I'm going to be using butterflies, very simple butterflies, and I'll show you how we can doodle butterflies and how we can make the most of them in a design. This is a nice oval top of a candle that I have, and it's going to be ideal for just drawing around because I'm going to create a cutout in my journal for where I'm going to add the month. You'll see how I do that in a moment, but that's my little space I've created, and around this I'm going to have butterflies. I like to outline my design in pencil first, and then I'm going to ink it in using this Micron 01 black pen. To show you quick and easy ways to draw some butterflies. So start with a central line, and if it's going to be a little butterfly, just do a V shape there for the antennae, and then find a midway point on your line and draw a sort of a slightly unfinished oval like that. 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. So that's a very simple butterfly. And you can cover a page with those, and you can decorate the wings, you can put little dots in the wings, and you can make them all look very different. If you want to do a larger butterfly, it's the same principle. You start with a central line, you do a little V shape at the top. I'm going to add some slightly curved antenna there. You find a central point, and then this time I'm going to do wings that go up and away from the central body. For the bottom, I'm going to do wings that start slightly about halfway along the top wings, but then join up with the body. I've got a couple of ways that you can decorate wings here. The easiest way, I find, is to do a little diamond shape like this. So I do a diamond shape in the centre of the wing, and then where there are those 3 corners on that diamond, I do lines that take the pattern out to the edge of the wing. And that saves you having to think too deeply about adding decoration, because butterflies' wings can be really elaborate. When you look at them really closely, they're so different, and they're very fine, and they're very beautiful. So this is a quick shorthand doodle way of making sure that it looks as if the wings are patterned. Returning to the body now, just thicken up where the head would be with a sort of an oval and colour it in black, and then do a slightly longer body. The body is maybe 2 or 3 times longer than the head. And if you want to do a butterfly on its side, you basically do this butterfly, but you only do half of the butterfly, and you curve the body a little bit. So here's what I mean. Here's the head of my little butterfly. I'm going to curve the body. This time my little V-shape antennae end in curls, and they curve off. They follow the curve of the body. So it looks as if the butterfly is going in this direction. And then I add some top wings from my centre point here. I add a curved wing at the bottom, bring it in slightly higher than where the body ends. I'm going to do my diamond shape again. And the same diamond shape on the bottom wing. And then to complete my butterfly, I just complete this body, just fill it out a little bit more. And I'm doing this one in 3 segments. And if you want, you can add some little legs. just looks a bit cute. I'm going to complete my little circle with some dots. I usually have some dots somewhere in my designs. I find them a nice way of filling in little gaps without becoming an extra design element, without something extra that I have to draw. So they're very useful just to fill in some gaps. To cut away my oval shape, I'm going to take a cutting board and pop it underneath, and I'm going to use a scalpel blade. I keep the blade of this secured in a wine cork because it's France. I'm keeping the hand that's steadying the page above the blade. I'm not going to let my fingers at any point go south of where that blade is travelling. The wine cork does obviously over time blunt the blade, but I would rather have the blade protected than go to pick it out of my bag and grab it by the sharp bit. So now I can move my cutting board away and I can reveal that I've got my month and my days already penciled in. This has just been penciled in. I've gone over the top of it with ink, so now it's dry and I can rub away the pencil lines. With my cover in place, I'm going to add in my appointments part of my diary. That's all that I'll put on that page, apart from adding birthdays. I keep my birthdays at the beginning of my journal, so if I look in July I can see what I've got going on, and then the same in August and all the other months, and it's a good way to plan the year so you're not caught out with an unexpected birthday. On this page I simply give myself 3 sections to make notes. I like to have these 3 short columns because they help keep me on track with ideas that I might have. And that is it. That is my setup. I will add some more butterflies to this little section as the month goes on, because butterflies is my theme. I've taken my theme from my cover. But I found that this setup keeps me journaling. If I had to do more than this, if it was more complicated than this, I think I would have given up by now. In fact, I did give up about 3 or 4 years ago, and I started keeping a bullet journal, following all the sorts of rules that I could see everybody else was applying, like mood trackers and all sorts of things like that, and using the proper key code for all of your activities. And over time, I found that this is what keeps me on track month after month. I found this method really works for me. Simplifying it and stripping it right back works for me beautifully. And then if I want to do any doodles, if I have doodle ideas, if I have drawing ideas, that's what I use the rest of these pages for. And I can give you a good example of that in my January journal, because I used a couple of those pages to literally draw out some doodles that I will develop into workshops and that I will teach. So this is a great aid memoir for what was in my head way back in January. For now, I really feel like I'm ready for July to happen. If you would like to know more about the Doodle workshops and the residential holiday that is on offer in south of France this September, then please have a wee look at this video that tells you about it, or follow the link to my website, which has got the full itinerary and will also tell you about booking. For the moment, I'm going to say thank you very much for your time as always. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, stay safe, take care and keep doodling.